What's up, fuckers? We're back again with another foul beer edition of Hoggie's Quick Beer Reviews, and as you can see, today we're drinking Busch. Yeah, that's our swill of choice for today. But before I get to this crap, I just want to say a few things, let you guys know some things. First of all, in case you've been wondering why I've been drinking beers like this a little more frequently as of late, the answer is simple. I'm running low on cash. I'm between jobs. I'm waiting to get the call to find out when I move and when I start my new job. And the process is taking a little longer than I had thought. So, you know, craft beer costs money, man. So I'm being conservative here, and I'm being smart, and I'm just cutting down on the craft beer just to, you know, just to be safe. The call should be coming in sometime this week, but we'll see. But anyways, in an effort to save a little hurt on my pocket, I'm going with some of these. And also because some of the other foul, shitty beer reviews that I've done before, I've gotten such good feedback that I can't help but to continue doing it. A lot of you guys out there really enjoy these reviews, so, you know, and you asked me to keep doing them, so I can only oblige. And to be fair, it only makes sense because, sadly, beers like Busch and Colt 45 and Blue Bull, Schlitz malt liquor, all that stuff, are more familiar to the general population of this country than the craft beers, than the stuff I usually do and I regularly drink. So they get more views, you know, which in turn I get more comments, I get more feedback, and it just makes me want to keep doing it. So here we are with another one, because this 4-pack cost me like $2.40 something. So, you know, what can I do? Anyways, another thing I want to say before I get to the beer, just to be preemptive, because I know somebody's going to be a smartass and ask. Because last week I did the review for Schlitz, regular Schlitz beer. And I did that as a regular review. That was not a foul beer review. And I know somebody's going to go, what the fuck? You did Schlitz and it was a regular review, now you do Busch and it's a foul beer review, and they're both cheap ass beers. Yes, they are. But let me explain really quick what I consider a foul beer. Alright? Shit beer to me, foul beer, shit beer, whatever. A shit beer to me is a beer that is intentionally cheap. Okay, and basically I have 3 categories for those. There's your malt liquor, there's your ice beer, and there's your economy beer. Schlitz, although cheap, falls into a slightly different category because Schlitz beer has history. Schlitz beer was around for a very long time, and at one time that beer was their top of the line regular beer. The fact that it's fallen to be a cheap economy beer now doesn't really matter. Compared to something like this, which was introduced as Budweiser's economy brand. See, Budweiser had Budweiser. Then they introduced Busch to the economy market. They introduced this, I believe, in '55, and it was supposed to be a cheaper beer than Budweiser. Fast forward to today, and you have Anheuser-Busch, who has Budweiser. They have Michelob. And then down here they have Natty and Busch. Meant to be cheap. Same with Milwaukee's Best. It is the economy brand. And Miller has one too, Gold something. They don't sell it down here. Bitter Poet Madman reviewed it not too long ago, and that's their economy brand. Not to mention the malt liquors and the ices. So those are the 3 categories of shit beer, cheap beer, and that's why I'm doing Busch as a foul beer review. Not to mention I've had 1 or 2 of these in the past because I've known some guys who drink this shit, and I don't remember it being too pleasant. So off we go with Busch. Originally called Busch the Bavarian beer. They dropped the Bavarian thing in the 70s because nobody was buying it. I ain't buying that shit. Bavarian my ass. This is a cheap, cheap lager. It says on here, cold as a mountain stream, smooth as its name. And if that isn't a load of donkey shit, I don't know what is. It's the kind of shit that comes out the back end of the fucking Clydesdale. But anyways, take a good look at it, guys, if you haven't seen this shit before. Good old Busch beer. Anheuser-Busch's cheapo. Natural aging, natural carbonation. Yeah, right. This is your 16-ounce can. See if it says anything else interesting. No. But yeah, guys. I don't even know what the ABV on this is. I believe it's 4. It's in the 4.6, 4 point something. I'll check it out later and I'll put it in as some text. But yeah, this is cheapo fucking Busch, man. You know? I mean, what can you do? But what the hell, man? I haven't had this in a very long time. And I figure, you know, every beer deserves a review, even if you know it's gonna suck ass. Now I did, smells oddly sweet. Now I did look this up beforehand. I planned this one out, and I learned something new. Budweiser, and for those who don't know, Budweiser and Bud Light, their adjunct is rice. It's made with a shitload of rice. I forget the actual percentage, but Anheuser-Busch buys up a humongous chunk of domestic rice, of like the rice produced in the US. They buy like 60, 70, 80% of it just for their beer. So Budweiser is rice. But their other beers, like some of their malt liquors and this, use your traditional corn as an adjunct. So this is going to be corny, I think. Anyway, yeah, this is like uber fucking filtered. I can see right through this motherfucker. This is pale, clear, straw, lemon water color beer with a shitload of carbonation. I can just see all those bubbles. I mean, yeah, this I think in that Toña I had not too long ago have to be two of the most carbonated beers I've ever seen. So yeah, this better go good with my food, man. I got a damn pizza, Italian sausage pizza in the oven. It's kind of a shitty pairing, but you know, I'm being cheap. So here we go, guys. Fucking Busch. And it doesn't smell too strong. Lager yeast, some definite corn. Yeah, that's about it. I don't really get any hops, and there's a little bit of some pale, shitty processed malt in there. Your typical cheap lager smell. And yeah. And to its credit, the head has lasted a little longer than I expected. There's still a little bit of head left there. Didn't fizz away as quick as I thought it would. But it doesn't smell too appealing. It smells like a shitty beer. Smells like an Anheuser-Busch beer. But anyways, down it goes. Cheers. Whoa. There's a sweetness in the aftertaste. It's almost like that sickly alcohol sweetness I've gotten in some of these other shitty beers. But it's not as... there's less alcohol in it. It's just kind of a nasty residual sweetness. I don't know if that's from the malt or what the fuck that is. But that aftertaste. I mean, once you swallow that down and give it a couple seconds, it's clean and there's nothing much left. But that wasn't pleasant. That really wasn't. Even though there's a shitload of carbonation in here, the taste isn't as carbonated. It's not as sharp and prickly in the carbonation as you might think. And it is relatively smooth. Although this could probably get harsh and grainy when it gets warm. You know how I do this shit, man. These were in the fridge, and then they were in the freezer for about 10 minutes. So, and I put them in the back, right where the cold air comes out of. So they're getting smacked with cold air. And this is frosty. If this gets warm right now, it'll probably really, really be disgusting. I mean, it's a generic beer. There's not a lot of flavor. There's not a lot of anything. You know, a little bit of like a slightly pale malt flavor. That sweetness at the end, and then just a shitload of carbonation. You know, it finishes clean, and that's about it. It's a generic fucking beer, and one of the shittier ones. But ice cold, man, this will wash down some food. It'll wash down my pizza. Do a pretty good job of it. Although I've heard the hangovers from this motherfucker are horrible. So they say, and I tend to believe it because I've always had real bad experience with Anheuser-Busch hangovers. I don't know what it is about their beers. But yeah, guys, this beer sucks, but I knew it going into it. This is Busch. If you just want to get drunk, buy something with a higher ABV. If you just want to drink a beer while you're eating shit, buy something that tastes better. I mean, I know there's a lot of devout Busch drinkers out there, and God help them. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is not a good beer. This is not a good beer. If I was going to choose a 4-pack of tall cans in the cheap section, I'd go with Milwaukee's Best Ice. I really would. I'd get some Beast Ice. And if I wanted to get smashed, I'd get the Hurricane High Gravity or the Steel Reserve. Because this sucks, man. This is that nasty little aftertaste and that boring fizziness. It's just, no. Busch sucks, guys. It's a foul beer, and that's why it's a foul beer review. So there it is. God help me as I drink this and eat my pizza. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.